Welcome to Texarkana College's Gensbar e-learning video series. The e-learning locked browser is a secure browser that faculty members may require for certain online tests in their courses. It prevents you from printing, copying, navigating to another URL, or accessing other applications during a test. If a test requires that the e-learning locked browser be used, you will not be able to take a test within a standard web browser. The e-learning locked browser should only be used for taking and in some cases reviewing tests. In this video you will learn how to download and install the e-learning locked browser, as well as how to use the e-learning locked browser when taking a test. With a course open, and here I've opened my Practice 12 class and I've been on my student tab to get there, I can access a test one of two ways. I can go to the course organizer or I can go to coursework. In this instance, I'm going to go to the course organizer and click on it. And then when the course organizer comes up, I'm going to go down to the middle of the page and I'm going to use my little drop down arrow and go to Unit 1 because I know that's where I have my test that requires the locked browser. So I will go to my Unit 1, and when I get to Unit 1 I'll scroll towards the bottom and I will go to my coursework section, and I know that Test 2 is the one that I have the locked browser required on, so I'll click on Test 2. And then when Test 2 comes up, it will give me some basic information that the quiz is open and I can now take it. It's required, how many points the test is worth, how many times I can take the test, the time limit if there's one on it. But this yellow section here in the middle is the important one for the first time that you go to a test that requires a locked browser. It tells me that I can only take it using a special locked browser, and that I can either download the Mac version if I'm using an Apple computer, or I can download the PC version. For my example, I'm using a PC, so I'm going to click on Download the Browser PC. And when I do that, a box will pop up and it will say Opening Eraser Locked Browser PC Setup Zip. It's going to be a zip file. And I want to make sure that I have the radio button in front of the Save File clicked. And I need to know, where does my computer save its files to when they're downloaded, and I know that mine downloads them to a download folder. Once I have clicked that radio button, then I can go down here and click the OK button, and then I go to my computer and I go to my downloads file on my PC, and when I click there I can find the Eraser Locked Browser setup. Notice that it has a little folder with a zipper on it. That tells me it's a zipped file. Then I double click that file and it will come up and it'll have a Gensbar setup file in it. That's the file that I want to double click, and it will load the e-learning locked browser. Don't let this Eraser locked browser confuse you. Eraser is just the previous name for e-learning. So I double click my Gensbar setup, and then be sure to follow the instructions there on out. Different computers are a little different instructions, but it'll ask you things like, are you sure you want this program to upload to your PC? And you would say yes. Just follow the instructions and that will load the e-learning locked browser for you. Now that I've installed my e-learning locked browser, I'm ready to take a test using it. So I'm going to go up to Course Organizer, and I know that I have a test that I have put in Unit 1 that requires the locked browser. So I will navigate to Unit 1 once I get to the Course Organizer. Go to Unit 1. Once I'm in Unit 1, I will scroll down, and I know that Test 3 I have set up to use the locked browser, so I will click on Test 3. It comes up and it tells me that the quiz is open. I can now take it. This is the same page that I downloaded the locked browser from, but I've already done that, so I can skip that step. And then it says, when you're ready, start test chapter 3 quiz. So I will click on that, and it's going to ask me to launch the locked browser and begin the chapter quiz. Now, when I do that, it's going to close my program that I've got that I'm videoing this with. So I will click on launch the locked browser. It comes up with launch application, lock browsers in blue. I click OK, and it's asking me to shut down everything. So I have to shut down everything. But you shut it down, any program that's open. I have 3 screens open right now. It just shut 2 of them down. I had to restart my video since everything was closed down. After everything closed down, it actually took me to the test. I would take the test, and again, I would remember to save after every question or every 2 questions just in case I got kicked off. At least my answers would be saved. That's all there is to the locked browser. That's the end of this video.